Welcome to the weekend edition of SAC TV News. I'm Alicia George. Thanks for joining us. Our top stories this news time. Attorney General discredits claims of bias and cover-up by the state in the death of Joshua Etienne. UWI science professor concerned about obesity in the Caribbean. From the region, potential catastrophe on Aruba flight results in lawsuit against charter airline. And internationally, hunt is on for suspected British jihadi in James Foley execution video. In sports, DFA announces 20-man squad for CFU Caribbean Cup. Details of these and other stories will follow. Welcome back. Attorney General A.G. Levi Peter Friday doused claims of cover-up and biasness in a case involving the death of Joshua Etienne. Etienne's lifeless body was discovered in a cell at the Portsmouth police station on August 5th, just hours following his arrest for alleged possession of ammunition. 5 police officers, 4 men and 1 woman were subsequently charged with the murder of Etienne. In a statement, the attorney described the claims as unwarranted controversies.
There have been some unwarranted controversies, 2 of which, the actions of the state regarding Mr. Etienne's death and the regrettable and wholly unjustifiable assault upon the integrity and competence of the Attorney General and the Office of the Attorney General.
A.G. Peter said actions following the incident clearly indicate a proactive and consistent stance by the state to seek justice.
That a number of police officers have been charged and arrested and brought before the Magistrates' Court within no more than a week of Mr. Etienne's untimely death. By any measure, these actions are clearly proactive and demonstrably consistent with the death being taken very seriously by the state.
A.G. Peter added that failure to read the charges to the 5 police officers are no fault of the state.
As regards the current hiatus in respect to the reading of the charge and prosecution of the accused, this is not due to any failure of the state or government. The government has taken the necessary action to cause those accused to be prosecuted and produced before the court, and the matter is now taking its legal course.
A.G. Peter has assured the public that the Attorney General and the Office of the AG will continue to ensure that the government of Dominica is provided with the high-quality legal advice and representation that the people of Dominica require and deserve. Attorney General Levi Peter added that a decision in the matter of Joshua Etienne versus the 5 police officers will be handed down in the High Court shortly. Professor Dalip Raghuber-Singh, lecturer for the 7th Annual Bernard Sorrento Memorial Lecture, has serious concerns about the rate of obesity among adults and children in the Caribbean, especially Dominica. Professor Raghuber-Singh is the professor of medical biochemistry and diabetology and director of the Diabetes Education Program in the Faculty of Medical Sciences at the University of the West Indies, UWI. Professor Raghuber-Singh, in his presentation at the Memorial Lecture on Thursday, said the latest analysis conducted on the obesity rate in Dominica puts over 20% of the adult population at risk. Persons 15 years and older are considered to be of adult age in this study.
At the last survey in Dominica, 20% of the adult population was obese. In fact, like almost everywhere, women are, of course, in the ascendancy. And overweight here is like 45%. And adult here is taken as 15 years and over.
Although latest study has been conducted for persons under the age of 15 who may be obese, the professor feels that the percentage in Dominica may be similar to a study undergone in Jamaica, which shows 33% of the research population being overweight.
There is not a lot of information on adolescents, but I was privileged to be collaborating with the Florida International University, who looked at adolescent students in 10 schools in Jamaica. And interestingly, 33% of that population were already overweight to obese, and they were showing evidence of the metabolic syndrome. And this is below 15 years of age. And I will not be surprised if the same thing will be seen in Dominica.
Professor Raghuber-Singh said there are 2 diagnostic tools used to define obesity: a body mass index, where the weight is measured in kilograms divided by a height squared in meter, and a clinical waist measurement. He noted also that obesity in the Caribbean can be attributed to poor diet and traditional practices.
We in the Caribbean are our worst enemies. We are in the Caribbean our worst enemies because we have some traditions and folklore that, I think facilitate obesity. One of them is traditionally being overweight has been viewed as being healthy. As a people, our caloric intake is always invariably in excess of our body requirement. And the excess is always laid down as fat.
Professor Raghu Bersing did say, however, that there are a number of other legitimate reasons why people become obese, including low metabolism and medical conditions. Globally, 25% of the adult population is obese. 40 students aged 7 to 17 who participated in the Summer Arts program organized by the Cultural Division received certificates of accomplishment on Friday. The participants were presented with certificates during a closing ceremony at the Old Mill Cultural Center. The activity also presented an opportunity for the students to showcase what they learned throughout the 2-week Summer Arts program. Proud parents, family members, and tutors of the program bore witness to the enthusiastic students as they showcased skills in drumming, steel pan, recorder playing, theater, and creative dance. Organizers of this year's Summer Arts program congratulated the students on their accomplishments.
We at the Cultural Division are pleased about the fact that you were able to gain new skills in the area of the arts, skills which will go a long way in enriching your creativity, your lives, community, and the country on a whole. Skills which should not be taken lightly, and I am happy that your parents were able to enroll you in this program, which will prepare you to be well-rounded citizens.
Facilitators of the program also received recognition. They included Heather Toulon, Aaron Hamilton, Hagana Dorival, Ashraf Simon, Delmance Moses, Jody Johnson, David Winston, Louisa Desiree, and Orlando Coffey. Meanwhile, parents have been invited to register their children to these similar programs with the recently established Dominica Institute of the Arts. Training modules in areas such as ballet, fine art, and costume building are scheduled to begin in September at a cost of $50 EC.
The Cultural Division recognizes the fact that the greatest resource of any country is its human resource. And so in the new academic year, training programs will continue in various artistic disciplines through the Dominica Institute for the Arts, DIFA. And these programs are fine art, ballet, functional keyboard, music theory, arts and events management, steel pan, creative dance, drum set, traditional drumming, children's choir, flute, guitar, ballroom and folk dancing, wood carving, choir language, introduction to acting, costume building, photography, traditional dance, and acting for theater and film.
The Summer Arts program has been running for close to 30 years under the guidance of the Cultural Division. Last year, 26 students graduated from the program. Police Public Relations Officer ASP Claude Wicks has defended a decision to shackle shooting victim Denny Shillingford, stating it was a result of his bad behavior since his admittance to the Princess Margaret Hospital. The PRO highlighted one incident where Shillingford threw stale urine on a nurse and a corporal dressed in full uniform who attempted to speak to him about his behavior. In an exclusive video released by SAT Telecoms on Wednesday, Shillingford alleged that he was shackled on Tuesday to his hospital bed by police officers for undisclosed reasons.
He didn't say anything to me besides, Shillingford, you're under arrest and we're going to put the shockers on you. So what I'm under arrest for? I'm there almost 2 weeks now, going on 2 weeks. This Friday in 2 weeks. They're like, that's not for you to know. We were going to put the shock, we were advised to put the shocker on you. And come, let us put the shocker on you. So I'm like, no, I need this leg free up, put it on the hand, put it on the other hand. And they never place it on the hand, it's on the foot. And I have a sick leg already. And these officers, they never introduced themselves to me. As to say, tell me the name, but they just let me know they are police officers in military clothes.
He said although he attempted to pull up his left leg to prevent the police officers from confining him to the bed, he was unsuccessful. However, on Thursday, ASP Wicks said Shillingford was being insulting and threatening medical authorities, particularly the nurses. He said the police had no choice but to intervene to restrain him to ensure peaceful operations on the ward. Wicks said Shillingford has been smoking cigarettes and cannabis on the ward and ignoring warnings from nurses to desist from his actions. He said the police received numerous complaints about Shillingford, including from a senior nurse he allegedly insulted and threatened. When we return, the evangelical community mourns the loss of Bishop Michael Daniel. Thanks for staying with us. Bishop Michael Bill Daniel, pastor of the largest evangelical church on the island, the People's Pentecostal Family Church in Goodwill, passed away on Friday morning following a battle with cancer. Bishop Daniel was the president of the Dominica Association of Evangelical Churches, DAEC, and the president of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the West Indies, PAWI. He had been a preacher since the age of 14 and was ordained to the ministry in 1994. During his 35 years of ministry, he served as a marriage counselor and spiritual advisor to many persons. He was instrumental in constructing a state-of-the-art playground for the youth in the community of Stockpalm, with the assistance of friends abroad and in collaboration with the People's Pentecostal Family Church. He established a school feeding program in collaboration with the People's Pentecostal Family Church for the students of the Goodwill Primary School. He was founder and director of the PPPF Shepherd's Care Social Ministry, which is involved in the distribution of food, clothing, and providing healthcare services. His overall ministry to the citizenry and to the Commonwealth of Dominica has been invaluable and ongoing for the past 35 years. SAT TV News offers our deepest condolences to the family and friends of Bishop Michael Bill Daniel. Hard work certainly paid off for radio host and Creole language teacher Felix Henderson, as he was on Thursday recognized for his contribution to Peace Corps volunteers in Dominica. According to Peace Corps Director for the Eastern Caribbean, Elizabeth Neeson, Henderson has been teaching the Creole language to Peace Corps volunteers for over 33 years.
Peace Corps throughout the world, but especially in the Eastern Caribbean, is very lucky in the fact that our staff and a number of our pre-service trainers have been with us literally for decades. And I believe that Felix Henderson is one of the longest serving pre-service trainers to work with Peace Corps in the Eastern Caribbean.
Neeson said she feels honored to have such dedicated staff working with the organization, including pre-service trainers such as Henderson, who she says taught the volunteers with a great sense of humor and attitude.
And that's what we want our volunteers to have when they approach their new communities, and he is a wonderful model for this. So we have some flowers and a certificate of appreciation. So one second, I'm going to go ahead and read the certificate. So a certificate of appreciation is awarded to Mr. Felix Henderson for 33 years of dedicated service to Peace Corps training. Your approach to training, your sense of humor, and your mastery of the Creole language created a safe, enjoyable environment for trainee learning. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Henderson is thankful for the recognition.
quite a surprise for me too. Thank you very, very much. It's been my pleasure working in Pisco over the years, bringing Dominica to America. Oh my goodness, it's a wonderful work. And I really enjoy it every year. This year again, a wonderful bunch of U.S. citizens, and we really look forward to having you in Dominica, working for 2 years in Dominica. We wish you all the best. Thank you.
Avril Andrew of Portsmouth emerged SAT TV's and Digital's lucky winner of the company's Caribbean Premier League's CPL promotion. The draw held on Friday was hosted by Digital Sales and Marketing Manager Natalie Walsh.
So you decide who is going to go first? Ladies first. Ladies first. He's so kind. Okay. So Avril, okay, she took the envelope. Hold on, don't open it. She took the envelope on the right hand. Okay, Mr. Baptist, you have no choice. You have the left hand. Okay, so, okay, well, I'm not sure. So take your envelope. Okay, great. Rachel, are we ready?
Oh, yes, we are. Natalie, please don't forget that we have additional customers, so we will talk about that a little bit.
Yes, indeed. So we also have 2 Lucky Quartz customers winning 6 months free cable TV service from SAT.
Andrew, who chose the envelope on the right, won herself a brand new TCL 32-inch flat screen television. She urged all non-SAT customers to sign up by calling telephone number 616-1700. Meanwhile, representative of Quartz, Rachel Samuel, announced the winners of their promotion.
And we have Jacinta Paul. She is from Bay Street, Portsmouth. Miss Jacinta Paul, you have just won yourself 6 months free cable from SAT Telecommunications. And of course, we have Christine Fountain of Highland Grand Bay. You won yourself 6 months as well of a SAT free cable. So again, if you continue to shop at Quartz and you continue to be a SAT customer, you too can always be a winner in whatever promotion that is ongoing at SAT and Quartz.
And in court news, charges were reinstated against 5 individuals implicated in a passport scam, and a short adjournment has been granted to allow the prosecution to file complaints. Less than 2 weeks after Bernard Wilshire, Harolda Henry, Lyndon Marie, Nash Mitchell, and Kimana James had the matters against them struck off in court, they were brought back before the court where charges were reinstituted, including conspiracy to obtain Commonwealth of Dominica passports. The accused were first charged in 2011 and have been appearing in court for over 3 years for the alleged scam, which occurred between August 2005 and March 2011. The matter was struck off on July 21st by Magistrate Ali Gill after the office of the DPP indicated that they were seeking an adjournment in the matter on the grounds that the bundles for paper committal was incomplete and the attorney who had conducted the matter was at the time on sick leave. According to Gill, those reasons were inadequate and it was unfair to have the accused persons appearing in court for over 3 years for a matter which had barely gotten off the ground. Marie was the only defendant not present in court on Friday. The matter has been adjourned to August 29th. It was alleged that the defendants allegedly conspired to obtain Commonwealth of Dominica passports, and at least 40 passports had been identified, some bearing names such as Mohammed Abdul, Ambuka, and other Islamic-based identities. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.